Welcome to Ignite the Beacon. My name is Technical Sergeant Prowant. I will be your host for today's podcast, and I'm joined by Lieutenant De Leon. The reason that we're starting this podcast is there's always a need for instructors, and if you want to have an enterprise level impact, there's no greater way to do it than to become an instructor. So I want to say welcome to our discussion. We're going to be talking about the benefits of serving as an instructor here at Keesler Air Force Base and the surrounding community. What's so great about it? Today we're joined by a panel of air-minded individuals who are here to share their experience and insights on what makes Keesler so great. Our goal is to have an open and honest conversation about the opportunities and challenges of serving here at Keesler and explore the ways in which the base community and all the support that is surrounding here might be the right fit for you. If you're thinking about becoming an instructor, we'd love to show you and talk about today some of the reasons that we're excited to teach here at Keesler. So, of course, I'm joined today by our guests. We have Staff Sergeant Duffy. What's up?
What's going on, guys? Yeah, Staff Sergeant Duffy. I'm a 336 instructor. We teach cyber fundamentals, but I do love this job. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I'm one of your coworkers over at Dolan Hall. I'm a cyber fundamentals instructor as well. So I'm excited to kind of give an interview and see how you ended up getting here. And then we're also joined by Captain McKinney. So thank you for coming, ma'am.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
So I guess you want to start us off with our first question, sir?
I'd love to. So we'd love to hear a little bit about your guys' backgrounds and what kind of made you want to start off here as an instructor. What kind of motivated you guys to come to this base and kind of see what your guys are all about?
Yeah, for me personally, I really wanted to come back and truly be back in this area. Keesler, I'm actually originally from Lafayette, Louisiana, so not too far down the road. But I really love the area. I love the environment here. I think that I met some of the most amazing people while I was here in tech school, still to this day. We talk daily, weekly basis, and truly, I love cyber. I actually, at that time, I'll be completely honest with you, I really didn't know exactly what I was getting into, but as I became into this career and I started to really get into the career, I realized that I actually do love dealing with computers, whatever that may be. Right, cyber in general.
Did you volunteer?
I did. I actually raised my hand. I clicked the button, right, and then I came over here, and it actually was pretty painless, right? Clicked it. Within 30 days, I was notified that I got this assignment.
That's so awesome. I think my story was I was in Belgium for a special assignment there, and whenever I knew like a year in advance that I wanted to go for this, and so I was trying to see what can I do, and I messaged the chief, and he's like, well, you just got to wait for your window, and so I finally, my window came up, and I clicked the button and that, and at the same time I messaged the chief just to cover all my bases, and of course I was selected, and it's been a really awesome opportunity for me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So could you tell us a little bit about your background, ma'am?
Sure. I came through UCWT, it was UCT, undergraduate cyber training when I came through. And I started my career off in a weird one-off. I had Joint Communications Unit came and they recruited and like, we're looking for someone. I don't remember what the characteristics they were saying, but I was like, I don't think I'm that, but I would love to be that. And so I started off going Special Operations Forces, cyber route. I loved my time. And then I went to San Antonio, and now I'm here at the schoolhouse. And I remember I was doing an exec job, and my boss asked me, he was like, what do you want to do next? I was like, well, sir, I want to be an instructor. And he looked at me, he was like, okay, what do you need to do to be a better instructor? I was like, oh, okay. And so I was like, I need to do this assignment first so that I have this experience, and then send me there. And he was like, you got it.
Yeah, I mean, that's really good mentorship, because that was some of the things that kind of happened for me too. Whenever I kind of voiced the concern that I really want to instruct, and like, well, what things are you doing that are kind of aligning to doing that? Like, how can you work on that skill set where you're at? So for me, I was an instructor for like our self-aid buddy care at the time, now replaced by
Triple J's.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so your first initial impressions of the base, either of you can answer this. What was your first initial, well, for you, both of you, your original training was here as well. So coming back, what was your impression coming back as an instructor?
Well, for me, first and foremost, I knew how hot it was here. Right? So I knew how hot and humid it can get. But ultimately, I knew exactly what I was getting into, right? I knew the environment for one, right? Being right off the coast, right? A lot of people don't realize how nice it is. I know they talk about the water and stuff like that, right? Being brown, but I knew it was a beautiful base, right? I knew the amenities around here in the South, being right off the beach, that environment, and obviously great food, right? Yeah, I think the food here is fantastic. And I think one of the main things was I knew exactly what time I go to work, what time I get off, what time I go to work, what time I get off. And I think that was one of the most important things coming back here to Keesler.
Yeah.
Knowing exactly when I came to work and when I got
So
off.
what was different about your schedule from your last base to this base?
I mean, things can happen at any given time. I mean, I was short notice deployed twice while I was there.
So coming here gave you a little stability for your family during this time?
Absolutely.
And I know you just had a kid.
Absolutely,
Okay.
and that was one of the motivating factors as well. Me planning to have that family, have that kid, the stability of knowing like, hey, I'm going to be here for this amount of time. This is exactly what I'm going to be doing day to day.
Yeah.
Right. This is the material. You know the material, study material, get comfortable with the material, and the rest of the stuff comes natural. Right. I think that was the biggest thing for me.
We have CWS. For those who are uninitiated, CWS is the consolidated work schedule in which we have every other Friday off. And it's very difficult to find that same thing out in the enterprise of the Air Force, that same kind of schedule, which makes it great for families, and that's why families love coming here. Because, yeah, like you said, they know. One of the things for me, like when I would leave at the end of the day at my last base, I was covering some positions that were above my pay grade, and so when I left, some of that stuff, that stress stayed with me when I left the doors from work. And but here, I teach. I might be on all day for those students, but once I leave that door, none of that is sitting with me. None of that's floating in my head. I'm
You're
just
right.
coming home, hanging out with my daughter and my wife.
The work stays at home.
Yeah.
I mean, the work stays at school.
Yeah.
I would hope it didn't stay at home.
Yeah, so before coming here, I kind of knew what I was signing up for too, training here, but then I've also come back TDY here, I think 2 times before moving here again. And if you haven't TDY'd here, it's amazing. It's really good. The half-shell oyster house is a must.
Oh my
Every
gosh,
time I TDY'd here, I was like, I went here when I was a student, so every time I come here, I'm going to go to this place.
Awesome seafood all over the place here. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Both of you all mentioned that you had prior experience coming here, kind of knowing what you're going into. What would you guys say in maybe a few words or a few sentences on, for those folks that don't have any experience about the area? Because me, myself, when I first commissioned, I just heard that I was going to Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi, and to a brand new second lieutenant in the Air Force, I'm thinking, oh, Mississippi. So what can you guys kind of say to maybe correct that image?
I agree. I mean, when you hear Mississippi, I mean, what do you think of? You're probably not thinking beach life, if I'm being completely honest with you. I already kind of spoke about it a little bit, about the humidity, right? But I mean, the South is the South. I think the cost of living here is good, right?
Buy a house for super cheap.
Exactly. Amenities, I think they have enough housing here as well. Depending on if you TDY, permanent party, obviously that's going to be different. But I think really the hardest thing for people to adjust to coming to this location is probably the weather. If I'm being honest with you, the maybe even a hurricane or two, right? Those type of things.
Or maybe the bugs.
Bugs too, mosquitoes and stuff like that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Everything here wants to eat you or kill you. Poison you, bite you.
Something or the other.
I find with a lot of my students that they don't get the chance to go off base. They have a phase system.
Yeah, right.
So for our tech school airmen who come through, they get finished with basic training. They come through our course where the very next phases they see, and some of them will phase up, and then they're allowed certain liberties to go to places outside of here. But as an instructor, you can go to New Orleans. Like, this is a huge regional hub. New Orleans, Mobile, Pensacola, Hattiesburg, Jackson.
Orange Beach, yeah, absolutely.
And you can get on a ferry out in Gulfport and go out to any of the little islands.
The
barrier
actual blue
islands.
water, huh? The
Yeah,
blue
to
water.
make it out to the blue water, have a picnic, have a beer or two with your wingmen. I mean, there's a lot of amenities out here for sure that would be help with that quality of life and create like really awesome memories here.
Wait, I'm curious. Have you answered what you thought when you first got here? I think you've answered it, but I don't think you have.
I have, I'd say a little bit, but I can elaborate on that more. So when I did first come here and first hear that I was going to get stationed here, For my career field, initial skills training was a PCS, so I'd be getting sent here as, my initial skills training for that time. But for me, it was a little interesting since I didn't think I was going to get stationed here again, flip over as permanent party. So coming here again, thinking, oh, Mississippi, I'm not sure if I'm going to like the area. But as I kind of evolved with my time as a student, got to know my classmates, and just stayed here for the 6 to 8 months of training, I kind of grew to love the area. And I thought, wow, this place is a hidden gem. And just kind of like what you all mentioned, the schedule is great, the amenities are great. It's a big, small town. And coming from a big city in Las Vegas, I think it was a nice, different change of pace that really broadened my worldview. So I really enjoyed my time here as a student and said, is there a possibility I can stay? And here I am now as a first assignment instructor. So
Yeah, you say that, just staying here, right? I'm currently in the process of trying to extend because how much I want to stay here, right?
Same.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I know maybe a little bit of that as me being from Louisiana, but a lot of it is I actually enjoy doing it. And once you get here, it seems it's nerve-wracking, right? Oh my God, I have to talk.
All day.
Yeah, right. I have to talk, right?
But it's a skill that is super, like you can leverage that in your life beyond once you finish your time as an instructor, and it's going to be a valuable skill that for me, it's helped me in so many different aspects of my personal life, outside of my professional, right?
Absolutely.
But I think we're going to switch a little gears here. So, Keesler, cyber, especially us in cyber, we're typically leading the way in innovation, and we're teaching these students. So how do you think Keesler Air Force Base is leading the way for innovation and technology? Is there anything that y'all are teaching or doing, or any perceptions or anything that you see that you feel like Keesler is leading the way on that?
I don't know how to answer that one.
I mean, if I had to say leading the way in innovation, right? First and foremost, cyber. We hear that word a lot. Okay. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to say. How frequently it changes. Okay. I'll start off by saying this: when I came to tech school 8 years ago, right? How much it has changed since then.
Oh, that's a great point.
It is insane. So when I say leading the way, I mean keeping up with those industry standards and matching that on the military side. That's what I would say. And then, I mean, when I came through school, it was paper, right? I walked into class, someone gave me this paper, here's a student text, so on and so forth. I mean, these students get iPads for crying out loud now, like they're definitely leading that technology up front, right? Incorporating laptops, virtualization, stuff like that. So I would say that's it.
Yeah.
Keeping up with those industry standards.
That's a good answer. Thank you. I needed time to figure out how to answer this.
Yeah.
I'd say innovation is just a part of who we are as cyber and communications airmen. So that's a tough question, but I do think we lead the way because when our instructors come in from the operational field, the first thing I tell new instructors is you are the most operationally relevant person right now.
Yeah.
Because you came in last. Yep. And so, yes, we can do all these trainings and we can, do up our technical skills and up our leadership skills and project management. At the end of the day, if it's not operationally relevant, we're wrong. So we get good, but then as new people come in, we lean on them to be all right, tell us.
Stay relevant.
Help us stay relevant.
So we kind of become, in this aspect, a vortex that is bringing in the talent back here to then absorb, and then you would take your skill set that you brought from the operational side of things into the schoolhouse, which I think whenever we talk to the students, that's really when I get them to tune in, because sometimes we talk about some dry material in cyber, right?
Yeah,
What's
absolutely.
STP, right? Like all this stuff that they're going to brain dump or try to brain dump that is super important for them to remember. We can bring in how we've utilized some of that stuff in the field and give them the real world experience, because that's what they're trying to imagine is I'm going to be in those shoes once I finally get out of here, and we can bestow that knowledge on them. Yeah. I think one of the neat things that we're kind of being challenged with right now is the emergence of AI. And so with our schoolhouse, we're trying to figure out, well, okay, how can we bring it in? Well, we got some simulators that we're using for AI. People are learning how they can integrate it into the curriculum and in other ways. And so I think that's another way that we're leading innovation as well. We even on base, I know we got a big innovation team. We do the Dragon Tank on base, which is something super unique. I've tried to compete in that a couple times, and it's a way that we can take the good ideas that people have, like on the day-to-day, and get it funneled through our chain of command. It's a good way to get those ideas to be pushed through and seen, get visibility, and then be vetted by leadership. And then if it's a good idea, kind of like Shark Tank, it will get funded.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's a really awesome process I think we have here on base.
I think last year, didn't Colonel Pope said that he funded like 300,000 or something?
Which is that's quite a bit, honestly.
I got to sit in on one of those presentations. I was really impressed by there was a group of people who work at LMS, at the logistics, LRS. What is it? Anyways, LRS. Yeah.
We're not entering grades today.
Yeah, no, I'm really an instructor. So LRS, Logistics Readiness Squadron, they made a really awesome pitch on some simulator software to get their truck drivers, because they have to get like truck driving license, I think their CDL license, and they do all that in-house. But instead of and they laid out an awesome case for instead of taking the real equipment that's worth X amount of dollars, and it's a liability if one of our trainees breaks it or breaks a building or whatever, we could run a simulator that is supposed to be so lifelike, like it shakes and it beeps and does all the
Giving those real world feelings, simulations. Yeah, that's awesome.
And so they got that simulator funded, which is super cool, a huge boon for the base. But anyways, it's just one of the things that pops in my head when I think about innovation. And I know that doesn't relate to us at cyber, but it's cool.
But it's a base amenity. Anyone can go and use the trip.
Absolutely.
We're kind of going to shift gears to more your career here. What opportunities have you had for professional development and training while serving at Keesler?
That's just me?
Either for
Okay.
professional development.
For us, the 333rd, on the, I guess, all the sides, our 1B4s, our 17s, whether Delta or Sierra, one of the things that we can leverage, apart from the CompTIA certs, we have some SANS courses that we're leveraging, and the thing is, we need to be technically relevant. So that's a big thing. There's a technical professional development you have to do. Then there's also the faculty development that we leverage through FACD. I think it's just faculty development. You have, I don't know what all these stand for, so forgive me, but elite, idle, technical writer, all those things, those are open. And it's just, if we can support it and you have interest, go do it. I think you've done a couple of them.
Yeah, exactly right, ma'am. I've done a couple of those, and I can say those courses have really enriched not only my style of teaching, but what it means to be an instructor and how to not only instruct, but develop the course as a whole. So just being a brand new second lieutenant, it's been great to absorb all of this new knowledge, even to include SANS courses, which I'm hopefully starting soon and will sharpen my technical skills. But it's been great just flipping over to permanent party and being able to enjoy all of these amenities that the base has to offer.
Yeah, and another thing I know our squadron is pushing, and I'm guessing yours is too, is on that operational relevance part. A big thing, if we can get our instructors into a red flag or an exercise like that, then you're seeing it, you can participate. Also, just having operational units come talk to us, or us talk to them. That's kind of like if we're spending someone else's money, then it's also free recruiting. It's come see. This is the best base to come to Dubai and visit. Maybe not the best base, but it's a pretty good base.
Yeah, absolutely.
And at that point too,
I agree.
Yeah, and at that point too, we're also not only developing the faculty, but we're also developing the students when we send them to those exercises or bring folks in to come talk about those units that they can potentially get stationed at. So really cool way and innovative way to bring the operation of relevancy into the squadrons.
Yeah, and our side of things, me being an Echo Shred, right, coming into cyber fundamentals, not really knowing, I've had some expertise when it comes to other shred outs, but being able to learn other shred outs, what they do, okay, meaning you got Alpha Shred, Bravo Shred, Delta Shred, okay, actually being able to teach those things and learning those things.
It's all here.
It's all here, right? And you can even have the opportunity to go sit into those follow-on schoolhouses and actually learn that stuff in depth, which I've had the opportunity to do.
You got to audit a course?
Yes, absolutely.
What course did you audit?
I went through the Bravo Shred.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was awesome. It was awesome. And because I'm operational already, right? You already kind of know some of these things because you work with these people, especially in a comm squad and stuff like that. You kind of dealt with these situations, systems already. It's just kind of putting, terminology to a name and then getting some actual practical experience, that technical experience, that sharpening that you never really had. Now, when you go back to, let's just say, operational, think about all the knowledge you accumulated going to these other schoolhouses.
Yeah,
Right?
that's something I never considered. Before coming back here, I don't have any experience in a comm squadron. I don't like.
Yeah.
I'd figure it out because that's what you do in the Air Force.
Yes.
But
I'm figuring it out.
I have learned probably more about my 17 Delta counterparts in the last not even a year
Yeah.
than the whole time.
Exactly.
I really like that no matter what, like when you become an instructor here, that first step we take in becoming an instructor is going through BIC, that basic instructor course.
Yes, absolutely.
In terms of like right out the gate, you get, and although we all have to get it in order to instruct, it's such a great way for you to, among your peers and not in front of the students, for you to learn the skill set. And then those follow-on courses that y'all talking about, I got to go take AISD. But separate from faculty development, we also have Dragon University on base, which is a really awesome professional development center that's on base. They teach all kinds of things, from whether it's you're trying to develop your career, your EPB, or write awards, or learn about AI, or even like life stuff, like balancing family and life, family and military lifestyle. So all those things are here on this base for you to get into.
There's also about a really big push for joint planning process from the wing and down. I know the wing has done a couple, I think they call them seminars for joint planning, which was really cool. And when I came through as an lieutenant, they didn't teach us how to plan. They were just like, go figure it out.
Yeah, it's always about figuring it out. Huh?
Have y'all had any opportunity since you've been here to like find a mentor, or has that happened since y'all been here? Someone who's kind of getting you ready for either the next position or rank or guide your career?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's kind of unique here, there's no airmen technically within our squadron for us, right?
Yeah.
There's no airmen. It's all staff and above. So it really
we
does.
get the airman attention.
Yeah, exactly. So staff sergeants, tech sergeants, you really kind of everybody's sharp here. Everybody's sharp. Everybody come here with some sort of objective or goal in mind, right? They've already been in the military a while, so they're pretty sharp. You can learn a lot from these individuals, and I think that's one of the best things that's happened to me since I've been here in regards to being mentored, is them also showing me how to be an NCO, a different type of NCO, outside of just supervising, right? Professional development, stuff like that. So I would say that was probably one of the best things as well when it comes to that.
I think for me coming here, I think every assignment I pick up a mentor or a leader that I look up to, like key characteristics that I want that I want that part of you to be me. But let's see, my mentor. I think my favorite part here, yes, I found mentors here, but my favorite part is actually doing the mentoring. I love it when Tony or anyone else, student or staff, comes and is like, hey, like I'm interested in this thing. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Yeah. Give me a minute. Come let's look into this. And then we kind of figure stuff out. And I think that's the most rewarding. Yes, I learn about what I want, but taking care of people, especially someone who's right at the start.
Yeah.
They don't know what they want.
Absolutely. And I hope I'm not jumping the gun
You go ahead.
with one of your bullet points. But these students, right, they come straight out of tech, they come straight out of BMT. You're almost their first supervisor, right? You're the first outside of BMT, right? I mean, they're kind of screaming at them and different type of mentorship, right? They come over here, they're with you all day. They're learning from you, they're imitating you. They wanna know X, Y, Z professionally. They want to know how's my base, how's X, Y, Z. You're essentially their first supervisor, and it's important to note that you mold the next generation of cyber warriors, right?
Yeah.
You could make
Exactly.
or break it.
Yeah, literally, and I think it is important to note that, because everything you say, they take it with such pride because of your rank. They understand your position, right? And they take what you say wholeheartedly, and they believe it, and they look up to you, and they want that advice. They want the next, hey, how can I do this? How can I achieve this? And I think that's important as well to mention.
I think that we get through the curriculum, the things that we have to do, the objectives, and a little extra at the end of the day. I like to go a little off script with mentorship, because I look at them and I try to imagine me in my young 20s, just trying to figure out the world and trying to understand, because and that's what they're doing. They don't know what that next step is for them. They haven't made the mistakes that I've made, and I can help them to understand. I think something huge for me that I leave with them is trying to make sure that they have as much opportunity as possible throughout their entire career, so they never have to make a decision because they have no other choice. So going after education, getting their CCAF early, getting their bachelor's, all these things that the Air Force gives them. I wish, and I know people probably told me, but I'm doing my best to imagine it's me in that seat, and I gotta just get them to understand that I've lived through not doing that.
What do I wish I had when I came through tech school?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so getting to be a mentor is such a great point that we get to do that, and it's super rewarding. So in terms of our community here, y'all been stationed, what places have y'all been stationed prior to this again?
I've had the pleasure, sweet pleasure of being in Spangdahlem, Germany. So I've seen the other side, right? And then I also was in Valdosta, Georgia as well, South Georgia, and then here now. So I can say I've seen as a young airman being overseas, right? A lot of people want to do in their military career. I can actually say the environment here and the tempo and how I feel kind of matches that, if I'm being honest with you. I kind of have that joy of coming to work. At a point in time in my career, I remember, oh man, I got to go to work tomorrow, right? I got to go to work tomorrow. How did I get back to the point where I actually do, I'm waking up, I'm like, okay, today's going to be a good day, right? I think this assignment, obviously I volunteered for it, helped me to achieve that again. That's definitely one of those things. They say location makes it a big difference, but sometimes you can be in a great location but not have that best environment. A lot of people forget about that as well.
Yeah, so you really got to my point. I didn't really ask the question, but you nailed it. I was basically going to ask you, what makes this assignment different from, other places that you've been in terms of the community and maybe even the camaraderie. And it kind of sounds like a little bit of that is there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, for me, I've been stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I've been to San Antonio, Texas, and then apart from that, it's short TDYs, a couple months here in the National Capital Region. And I'd say every unit is just different vibes, different feeling. And I'd say I could probably end my career now. I hope no senior leaders are seeing this, because I want, but I've had a great career. I've had so much fun.
Yeah.
But being an instructor is the best job I've had, and that's not underselling. I've had some really cool jobs. That said, when I'm off podium, it's not as cool, because when you're on podium, protected, some of the admin stuff, you don't have to worry about it.
Very true.
When you're off podium, you're like, hey, these additional duties, all these student issues, hey, I need your spend plan. Yeah, all those things are you. Yeah. So that's not as fun. But instructing, being in front of the students, my favorite part, because I teach OCO on our officer side. My favorite part is day one. I start giving them information, and they are so frustrated. They're like,
What are we doing right now?
what are you doing?
Yeah, same.
This is and they're like, you didn't prepare me. This is so frustrating. And they're just banging there. And then you turn it around. Day 2, start to see the light go on. By day 4, I wish you could see yourself on day 1, because day 1 and day 4, you are so different.
Right? Oh man.
The growth in such a short span of time.
And they stopped being mad at me. I like that part too.
And that, I think that's one of the joys that we get to see. And we know that where the frustration and maybe the stress or like in learning any new skill is going to come with that bit of frustration. We get to watch that moment, and finally when they get over that hump, because that's when they're the closest to getting it. They're literally developing new neural pathways in their brain to figure out how all this stuff works, and we get to see it happen in real time. And it's great to be able to push a class through where like you got 18 in, and now you're pushing through 18 out, like for our course.
Yeah.
I know y'all might have smaller classes, but
Slightly smaller.
yeah. But seeing everyone make it through, like, and we're not holding them by the hand by any means.
No,
but we're doing the best that we can, and develop. And whenever I have airmen that are like on the cusp of like, oh, they got a 70. Okay, we gotta step it up.
We gotta figure out what's going, where we're going wrong here. Maybe, what can I help you? Can I show you how to study effectively? Those are real life skills that you're gonna use outside of, hey, I'm just here at Keesler learning my next AFSC.
You want to promote the staff to
Right,
tech? You're
right.
gonna need to
study.
to
You need
open a
study
book.
habits, right? You got to open a book, find what works for you. Is it a video? Is it an audio book? Is it X, Y, Z?
Some students don't even know how to use like PowerPoint,
No,
Word.
Well, you're right.
I do have my students at the beginning. I asked them to raise their hand, and I joined them, and I'm like, so in high school and prior to this, how many of you never finished like a book that was more than 200 pages? Yeah. And I got half the class raise their hand, and I'm like, okay, well, you're about to finish 5 100-page books in here. I'm going to show you how to do it. And like, kind of to build them the confidence. And it also is a great point to reflect at the end. It's like, all right, everyone who raised their hand, look, you've read over 500 pages of cyber, the hardest to read material. I promise.
Let us try
Yeah,
too.
y'all can do anything with that, right?
Way better
with
to
that
just
skill.
try it.
Yeah. So I got a couple of quality of life questions here too. I know we talked a little bit about that. Let's see. In terms of housing, what are some things that you think might be good for people to know about maybe your situation?
Housing.
Are you on base or off base?
I'm on base. Let me start off right there
Okay,
first.
I'm off base.
Okay, perfect. So
Perfect.
we'll
Go
then
ahead.
I'll
And
give
You didn't
both
know
I
sides.
was
that,
on
but,
base
like-
as well back in 2017.
And I've been a homeowner. I've been on base, and I've seen both sides. I can honestly say, it's me. It was when I first got here. It was just me and my wife, right? But I moved straight into a 19, I think it was around 19, almost 2,000 square foot house. Just me and my wife. It's a 2-story house. It's actually really, really nice. Do I wish the yard was a little bit bigger? Yes. Personally, for me, I have a dog, right? So yeah, I wish it was a little bit bigger. But they do make up for that. They have a dog park inside of our little community area. I
Heard
guess
they
you
have a
could say.
nice children's park too and
Yeah,
everything.
there's like 3 of them. So like they have
And a
one
pool?
right.
Do you guys have a pool? I heard that. I've heard
They
there's a pool.
do. They do. There's a pool at certain locations.
Oh, okay. All right.
There is not every single one of them, but they do have that amenity to where there's actually 2 pools. I mean, there's one for the triangle, then there's actually the other pool, actually on base as well too.
Yeah.
But the housing, it's nice, right? One of the things that was most impressive to me is the fact that, that's one of the things about renting, right? Hey, I have an issue. Can you come rectify the issue? One of the things I have just differences from other bases and seeing it so far, 24 hours, 48 hours, almost everything has been rectified. I can honestly say that. Now they are doing some renovating. We're in the South. I already told you guys how humidity is such a big issue here, right? With that being said, they are doing some renovations, right? Sometimes there's not enough houses, so that can be a little bit aggravating, being on a wait list, things of that nature.
Yeah. So being off base, I don't have a pool in my community, but it's okay. I have some friends who have pools, and it's all right. But my husband and I, we chose Ocean Springs. Our son is not quite in school age, so if you're asking me to validate schools, I don't know. We're looking at a Montessori preschool. Should be pretty good. I don't know. But we opted to go a little farther out in Ocean Springs because that community, it's so artsy, and it's
nice
really
over
it's
there.
it's a small, tight knit community. You said it like I think you said it was a big small town or something like that. Coming from San Antonio, we were like, we need a different pace.
Yeah.
So
That's busy.
Ocean Springs gave us that. It was like, we love our neighbors. My husband goes over, he's way chit-chattier than I do. He'll go over and just like say like, oh, hey, Jenny, and just chat.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Our neighbors brought us like cookies and brownies. It was amazing. Yeah.
Do you ever participate in some of the festivals that they do in Ocean Springs?
we saw the Paul Anderson.
Peter Anderson?
Peter, thank you. Peter Anderson
It's the
festival.
the
and,
Walter Anderson and the Peter Anderson. They different 2 times of the year.
we haven't gone to that one, but that one looks a little crazy, but it's also super artsy, and it's only for like a weekend, so it should be fine.
Is massive. The whole downtown area gets taken
Yeah.
over by a lot of these art vendors that come in
Vendors.
from
That's
all
what I
over
was
the
gonna say.
region.
Yeah,
And
huge.
you and when you go now, I have a baby that we bring out in our stroller, and like, weaving in and out of the crowds is tough because there's a lot of people. But
There's a lot of people. It's a big deal.
People here love to have an excuse to party, like Mardi
Yeah.
Gras. Like,
Yes,
True.
and
It's an
it's
all
amazing
sorts of
time.
stuff.
what's
It's
even
awesome.
crazier, like going back to the school systems, is like here it's typical that Mardi Gras is a time of year that the schools for that day or that week they'll let out.
I've heard about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and it's like everywhere else, like
They're like,
200
what?
miles away from here is like,
Yeah.
What are you
it's-
talking about?
Yeah.
I think the school districts here are closer to all year round because they have
Yes.
they have so many more longer breaks during the school
They
year.
do have a year-round schedule here, and it looks like it's working out. My nieces, so my family is from the local area. My wife is from Wool Market, where so we grew up. Or she grew up right next
You
door.
should have just started answering this question.
Yeah, I know. I got to pull it out of y'all. But so we're really ingrained in this community, and like you're right. It's super hospitable, and like when we're talking about the school district, something my wife, because she used to be a teacher, now she teaches over with y'all at your building, the 333rd, as a cyber instructor for the officer course. But we're kind of paying attention to how the school districts are out in the community, and the state itself has rose several ranks in some of the national ratings for education system, which I know is a common misconception
Yeah.
about Mississippi.
I know.
And it's the Mississippi Miracle is what they're calling it, but it's awesome. And but I will also say that for people's when they think about Mississippi, they're probably thinking about the whole entire state itself, but everything below Interstate 10, I-10, is a
Yes.
different Mississippi.
Oh, man.
It's a little bit more touristy, for sure, but it's nicer, cleaner. The schools are better down here. There's a lot of places. There's a lot of houses, a really awesome housing market. The houses are pretty cheap in comparison to the rest of the country.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've actually heard on the high school side of things. Now, I don't have a high schooler, so
Okay.
this is all secondhand. But the high schools here they have so many opportunities, and like you can take so many AP classes that some students are like, it's just too much. Like the pressure is on. So
Because all eyes are on Mississippi when it comes to it. So, yeah, there's a lot of
like
pressure.
on the coast, the schools are the best, and so maybe the schools are a little too good here on the coast.
Yeah.
I think the students would maybe take a step back. Give me a break. That's what I heard.
All right, so it's your off-duty time. What are your things, what are your favorite family pastimes to do? What do you like to go out and do in the community?
Oh, for me, I mean, honestly, sunset, walking either Beach Boulevard, I think that's pretty nice. Or waking up on a Saturday, Sunday. I love the farmers market over there in Ocean Springs, right?
That's good.
It's so nice, and you can go over there get fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. Sometimes we'll be cooking and stuff like that, and it's awesome. Like you said, that family feel.
Mm-hmm.
That, and then in conjunction with, obviously, just day trip to New Orleans, right? Some of the best food, not trying to be biased, I'm from Louisiana, but some of the best food in the world over there, right?
Those beignets are very good.
They are good, right? And I think in my pastime, those are the big things. And obviously, now I have a kid, right? So a little different, I want to switch gears, the casinos. Like before I had my kid, I'm not a gambler, but I used to love just going to the casinos, eating in there. They got like a Ben & Jerry's, donuts, and all this good stuff. So it's amazing.
And they're always having concerts there too. I had Blackstone Cherry just played.
Yeah.
And through either our office or something, we can either go to a Shuckers game, like we'll get tickets just comped
Yeah.
to us for no reason.
Yeah, those Shuckers guys, that's something that blew my mind, right? That environment, that atmosphere, you wouldn't even think. It's right off the coast.
Oh yeah, for the uninitiated, it's baseball we're talking about.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
their
sorry.
mascot is the Shuckers.
Yes.
But we
Isn't there like a week where they changed the mascot to some kind of like beach chicken or something?
I think they call it a beach chicken, but it's a pelican.
Oh, okay.
And they called it. I think so.
think it is a pelican too.
But I think the joke is they call it a beach chicken. And then even we went to one where every time they play at the local stadium, they have the corn on the cob, the potato, and a crawfish racing
That
across
race,
the
huh?
line.
It's hilarious.
It's a lot of fun. even the local breweries around the base that have been popping up are really awesome. Here in Biloxi, like Alter Reality, and there's a couple others that.
Fly Llama.
Yeah, Fly Llama. Really close to the base, and people go out, and I know Alter Reality does 5Ks, and so there's a community of runners that go out on Thursdays and go do that. And I started up a skateboarding community here. Just a quick plug. We are building skate parks, like local do-it-yourself. So there's a big skateboarding community. There's all kinds of community. There's a really vibrant community that's just off base. And so it's cool that when you come here and get stationed at Keesler, you can participate in any of those things with your family.
You can find your niche out here, really. And I think another cool thing that people might not know is that I think we mentioned it a little bit, but there are concerts. There's a Coliseum like right down the street on Beach Boulevard or some way past the line, but
On Monster Jam.
Monster Jam,
My 3-year-old
concerts,
loved that.
everything. They got a lot of stuff, expos, a whole lot of things that people might not consider when they first come here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and back to base, we got Keesler Con.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got the Air Force Gaming League who started up Keesler Con.
It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I had a great time when I went there. Oh, man.
They shut down, well, they take over the Bay Breeze Community Center. It's a 3-story building on base. It's overlooking the bay. We got a marina on base. There's so many, and
Yeah,
fireworks.
The outdoor rec, they did like scuba lessons like last weekend. But yeah, the off base Ocean Springs. My husband and I, we love to go to the Y and work out. They do a couple hours. You can drop your kid off.
My wife does the same thing.
Oh,
She
we
loves
love that. But actually, just this weekend, my husband and I we're just like get a babysitter, and we're just gonna go outside and walk.
Yeah.
It's like it was a little hot. We did get a little sweaty. I'm not
I said it, the humidity, right?
It is. But it was so nice. You just walk and see what you can find, and there's always these old, cool, historic houses that you can see, and normally within a mile of the beach. It's so great.
It is beautiful. And don't forget about our car fans, right? Scraping
and cruising the coast.
Cruising the coast, scraping the coast.
Jeeping the coast.
Jeeping the coast.
And now they got a new, they're calling it biking the coast, and it's for motorcycle enthusiasts.
Yeah, and we're talking some massive.
That was crazy. That's
Some
the
of the
first time
largest
I've seen
car
that.
shows in America.
And it was during hurricane season. I was like,
They're motivated.
there were like billions of dollars of cars here.
Oh, no, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
I think some people someone said they had shipped cars over from like the UK. Like this is an international thing.
No, it's insane. 30, 40,000 people sometimes. It's insane.
Those are some nice cars though. It was really cool driving to work. Be like, yeah, can't afford that. That's really nice.
All right, so what I want to do now, we're going to throw in a mini game for y'all. So it's true or false.
All right.
I might need your help to keep track of who's got what points. So as an AETC instructor, can you obtain a CompTIA certification for free with no reprisal for failing?
True.
Yes. True.
I say true too.
True.
I think she answered before me. But.
Well, you're both correct. So it is true.
Was this a race?
Oh, no, it's not a race.
Okay, good. I can keep score. We can do that.
I thought he said keep score. My bad.
So have y'all used that or looking forward to using that yet?
Net Plus already.
Net Plus already?
Net Plus already. Now, it's a part of my degree plan for my degree, but yes, that is a thing. Yes.
Haven't used it yet, but I think WGU has this. One of our newer instructors, she's like, I'm going to get all of these certs, and then I only have to do like one class, and then I get my master's.
Yeah, no,
Which is a
and you can do it
sweet
through.
deal.
You can do it straight through that program as an instructor. That is true.
All right, so next one. You earn special duty pay as an instructor.
False.
Okay, so how do y'all feel about that?
Do I think that maybe should be a thing? I mean, this is an uncanny discussion. I think so.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm their first supervisor, right? I mean, the amount of questions you get in a day, it's like Groundhog's Day, right? It's like Sergeant
That's a
Duffy,
great
this
point.
base, that base. Can I do this? Where should I go? Should I get this to?
Am I allowed to wear this inside?
Yeah,
Graduation day, do I wear blues?
we're talking 8 to 9 hours a day. You with them, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I think you already covered this one, which is great. It came up organically. Can you audit any course here on base?
True.
Absolutely.
I think it's true as well. I think the only limitation may be your schedule
Yeah.
and if there's availability.
Schedule availability.
And for some courses, you have to have the right clearance.
That's true.
Absolutely.
So you can't expect to go audit a TS course.
Yeah,
You're just
like
sitting
what?
here with a secret.
That'd be a little hard.
Yeah.
People might raise some eyebrows.
I imagine the NCOs and our lieutenants and captains are maybe thinking about clicking the button. Probably get that. All right. you get a DSD ribbon and credit after completing this tour as an instructor at Keesler.
I want to say true.
I'm gonna say false.
It's true.
I'm about to say, anything you got to click a button, I feel like you get a ribbon out of it. I mean, that's just my
Oh
general
yeah,
thing.
should be. Well, if you're not going to pay me, give me a ribbon. Okay? I wrote this question. You're qualified to teach in the high school system after a 3-year tour as a instructor.
That is true. I learned that a couple weeks ago. I think we're probably at the same location when we learned about this.
I'm gonna say true. He seems very confident with that.
So
It is true.
it's true if you're teaching a CCAF accredited.
Oh, that's good.
okay.
So if I'm not mistaken, the course that y'all teach is not technically CCAF accredited.
It is not.
It is not.
Which is, I mean, in the logistics or administrative side of things, it does change a little bit about who, how your course is designed and how it has to get vetted. So if it's an AETC or CCAF accredited course, then it has to be kind of accredited and go through that validation. And whereas if it's not, then it doesn't, which makes it more flexible. From my understanding, for y'all to change the course as you seem fit as instructors over there. For us, everything is pretty, and I know y'all have to rely on your curriculum development team to push all those changes.
And validate, and actually validate it, yeah.
So, but for us, we're teaching CCF course, accredited course. After 3 years, you get your first. It's supposed to be set up that you get your level 1 in your first year, level 2 in your second year, level 3 in your third year, and you get basically in our schoolhouse 1,000 hours ish each year. And once you get that 3,000 hours and the 3 years, you get that third level. At which point, there are some states where you can go and be a high school teacher. So like Florida is one of that participating in that program. That if you do 3
Yeah.
years, you can go be a high
It's
school
probably,
teacher.
I'm guessing
And
probably
it-
these southern states as well.
And is it any topic?
That's a great question.
All right. TBD.
I can come back to you on that one. Okay, a couple more true or false, and then we'll go back to our final questions and wrap up this interview. So, Keesler is home to the largest Air Force Sergeants Association chapter in the Air Force.
False. This is too small base.
I don't know. I'm gonna go opposite. True.
It's true.
Really?
Yes. So the largest Air Force Sergeants Association is here at Keesler because when they come off the bus from basic, they basically pick them up. Then they do a really awesome recruitment brief as soon as they get off to get
I
them
think I know what-
engaged in the professional development.
I think that's how they got me.
Yeah, probably.
I was in one of those rooms, I think.
So even though you might make it out to a bigger base, it's not, some people are just might not be jumping in at that point. And so when they're fresh off of basic training, they're like, I really want to join a professional
Yeah,
organization.
no, I get it. I get it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really awesome organization that
No, it
operates
is.
here on base. They do a
Definitely.
lot of advocacy for armed forces members, all kinds of things on Capitol Hill that like our pay or some of our benefits whenever they're being on the chopping block.
I want to say TA was one of those things they assisted
Yes, absolutely. They're always fighting for that. And so it's really cool that we got such a big chapter here on base. Just a neat tidbit to figure out throw in here.
Speaking of neat tidbits, I think this next question is going to be real interesting.
You want to throw it at them?
Oh yeah, I will. True or false? It never snows here at Keesler Air Force Base.
Oh, that is so false.
That's mean.
The snowmageddon, some call it, huh?
So were y'all here for that?
Yeah.
I was here, and I lived in Louisiana until I was 19 years old, so that had never happened in my entire life. That was pretty crazy, if I'm being honest with you. That was Germany snow days.
Yes.
See, I was in San Antonio during that snowstorm, and then I came here. It snows in the south, so it just happens.
And it also, it's bone-chilling cold. It's like a different type of cold. A lot of
We had
people
like-
forget about that.
Yeah,
had,
well,
like-
it's the humidity, and when it gets into your clothes and the wind blows, it's super
It
cold.
chills
They don't
you.
understand it. They think, they don't have 4 seasons.
We had
There's
9
definitely
inches.
4 seasons here, huh?
I think I remember one of the locals.
I mean, they skip over us.
Winter is like a day.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 days this year.
And then it was just warm weather for the rest of the time.
Our final question for this little mini game: you can get your boating license on base. True or false?
That is true.
That is true.
It is true.
And I did it.
He won.
You've done it?
haven't done it.
Yeah.
Really?
My wife forced me.
How terrible.
No, I mean, I understand what her idea is. A little pontoon boats, have a nice maybe a little get out, right? Go fishing.
So-
So yes, cool, super cool.
They have you do like a little course on base.
It's a little course and there's like a 100 question test.
Do you have to pay any money?
No money. You have to pay. let me rephrase that. Technically, the boating license does cost money.
Yeah.
But as far as the process itself, no, there's no repercussions if you fail. You got to take it over and over again. Yeah.
To me, I mean, I know there's a lot of people who are really big into wildlife and going out and doing that stuff, and
This
this is one of the best bases.
This is a
for
great
that.
place to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of bird watching here.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I'm one of those people. We got like one of those.
Do you have like a really big binocular?
Well, no, my son loves birds, and we have like on our windows, we have like these clear bird houses. But the amount of bird, oh my, I
Oh,
didn't
the
even.
squirrels tore up our birdhouses. Oh. The squirrels.
R.I.P.
The squirrels were intense.
All right, so I just got a couple, two more-ish questions or topics. So this one's getting into challenges and opportunities. So what do you think are some of the biggest challenges that as instructors we face here at Keesler?
I think from what I see, sometimes an instructor bullet on like an awards package or an eval, it just doesn't sing the way it should.
Yeah,
That's so true.
that is a
And I
great point.
haven't figured out how to fix it because like it's important.
It's a big, very big
Like
impact, right?
if we stop the
We don't have a next generation.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. So
Yeah.
like it's really important. I just haven't figured out.
It's tough when everyone's doing something equally as important.
Right,
and,
right.
And it really, when you talk about,
There's only so many ways you can say teach, taught, developed.
Yeah, right.
I will say one of the challenges for real is it's a competitive base.
It is.
And so if your package says you instructed a certain X amount of hours, it's tough if you didn't maybe win an award or teach the most or
Right.
you know, do something to set yourself apart. It is a bit of a challenge to stand out if you're not being thoughtful or having the foresight and trying to plan that stuff out how you will.
Yeah.
But I would say that's also a challenge anywhere else that you do something important.
But maybe that's a way of helping develop you in a different aspect, right? I would definitely agree in that aspect that it is very hard to make yourself stand out because everybody I feel like is high performing, and I mean we work in the same environment. Sometimes it can be hard. It definitely can be. One thing I switch gears a little bit here. I think a challenge is you're teaching all day. You're talking all day long, right?
It's emotionally draining.
Yeah, it can be very much so draining to the point where students leave, right? You had a rough day, a lot of questions. You really don't want to talk to anyone or do anything. Like you just want to sit down, decompress a little bit, hopefully get some admin work done. It's kind of hard to get some admin work done. You got to think.
That's true.
Monday through Friday, I'm teaching. If I'm going through this 32-day course, 36-day course, whatever that is for you guys, you're burning through that course. Now, yes, you're gonna have some downtime. Hopefully, you can get some appointments done. But sometimes you gotta get in where you fit in, squeeze it in. But when it does come time to have that downtime, you can be off depending on the course, a couple weeks. Sometimes you gotta pick up right back again. It really depends on what's going on.
Yeah. Right now, I think manning is tight across the base. So I think a lot of us are pretty back to back on podium.
Yeah.
Which is a day after day of.
Exactly. That can be a little draining.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I think brings us to a really good point. And the whole purpose of us sitting down and have this discussion, and it came up organically, and I love it. Manning is an issue across the force, but here we are very interested. There's always going to be a need for instructors, and so us having this conversation, I'm hoping, will lead people to see, it's a really rewarding job. It does have its challenges, but at the end of the day, the instructors that are currently here, us being able to have white space is going to be dependent on people coming in.
Yeah.
And having that downtime or off podium time to get after maybe as simple as an appointment to make sure that you get your code 50 extension or whatever
Exactly.
paperwork you're trying to do, or take care of other things that you need to try and get ahead. So how about we wrap it up? Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so I got a call to action for everyone who's sticked around to the end of this video. So if you would like to apply to become an instructor, the process is pretty simple. All you need to do is go to Talent Marketplace and go find an instructor position here at Keesler. So you can get to it, but you can click the button at the Talent Marketplace, or if you have any questions, you can speak to your chief or your chain of command. So if you're ready to take the next step, the application process begins with a conversation, likely with your chain of command. Utilize the Air Force Talent Marketplace, like I've said, to explore the specific opportunities you want to find out. Some of your challenges may come down to whether it lines up with your assignment cycle or not, so you should be aware of when your assignment cycle window is and getting prepared to click the button when you're ready. Remember that there's always a need for dedicated instructors and professionals who want to make a difference at the enterprise level, and this is a great place to do it. There's no greater way to achieve that impact than coming to be an instructor and being a part of this team here. So come ignite the beacon for the next generation of airmen.
See you soon.
Pro One out.